yet another crafty chat. A little bit different this week because I only saw you last week. And I talked last week about how I was thinking about doing a weekly podcast. And here we are. So let's see how it goes. I haven't had an awful lot of knitting time. Been beading a lot, but that's okay. That is okay. Do have a cup of tea. I'm trying to find the perfect vanilla chai here in the UK because I used to get one in Germany and it was just the cheap vanilla chai from Aldi, and that is my favourite vanilla chai and I really like it before I go to bed. And I can't find one here. So I have a vanilla chai that's from Pucker, but I don't think it's actually got any tea in it, if that makes sense. It's got like cardamom and blah blah blah. So I put a bit of milk in it and let it sit for a while and it just doesn't look very appetizing. It doesn't taste as good, so that's annoying. Don't get me wrong, it is nice, it's just not as good. Hi, as I said in the intro, my name is Hannah. This is the Crafty Chat podcast. It's a knitting, very rarely these days crochet podcast, in which my hair sticks around and gets my nerves, in which I talk to you about projects that I'm knitting, things that I've finished, and whatnot. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. Hope that you enjoy your stay, I suppose. Hope you enjoy the podcast. And if you aren't new, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. It means a lot. Can't believe that we're already on episode 19. 19! So old. Not so old, but it's a pretty impressive podcast. Anyway. If you would like to follow me on social media, you can do. Move scooch to the side, there they are. I'm most active on Instagram, although I've started to post a lot to Snapchat recently. Apologies for that. And we also have a Ravelry group, and in the Ravelry group is where I type up all of the podcast notes, so anything that you hear in the podcast that you don't quite catch, I write it all up, pop it in the podcast notes. And is where I have giveaway threads and knit along threads and whatnot. So be sure to head on over there. It's called the Crafty Chat podcast group, I think. Once again, link is in the description box. Links are all in the description box. And speaking of giveaways, I had a couple of giveaways that finished today. So that's exciting. I talked about them in my last podcast, and one of them was for the Oracle Shawl by Kristen Lehrer of the Yarngasm podcast and Wool and Vine Yarns, and the other one was for the Selby Mitten bundle, which was a pattern club, and it's a pattern club by the lovely Ellie of Skein-Deer Knits podcast. And I have already drawn the winners for this. I used a random number generator, and yeah, quite a lot of entries to both of them, so thank you very much. It makes me really happy, and I forgot to write down the answers. But I had a really good time reading about things that you're looking forward to, and that was for the Oracle Shawl. Name something that you're looking forward to in the next week. And then for the Selby Mitten bundle, it was something you enjoy about winter. So, the winner of the Selby Mitten bundle was number 43, which is Lady Merowen, M-E-R-E-W-E-N. And then the Oracle Shawl, it was number 25, Missy K. Schmidt. And you don't need to do anything. I will give your Ravelry names to Ellie and Kristen, and they will send the patterns to you. Congratulations, ladies, on winning the patterns. It's very exciting. I am hoping to do more things like that in the future because I do enjoy giving a little bit of something back, and thank you to everyone who entered. Cool. Let's just get on with the knitting, shall we? Finished things. Well, I'm wearing my finished thing. Can you tell? Let me swivel. It's on my head in case you're new and you're not aware. I don't know how it looks on from the back, but whatever, I tried. Got a cute bow. I like it, I like it. This is the Angel Face Turban. This is a pattern by Amy Apple, part of her Poison Girls series, or is she just Poison Girls on Instagram? Anyway, I started this for the Rockabilly Summer Cal, which happened from the end of June till the end of July, and obviously overshot the deadline big time. I took it to Estonia. My needles got confiscated on the way back, but we're fine on the way there, so that's annoying. And yeah, I finished it 2 days ago. I think I may have overblocked it, but I made it fit my giant head, so I'm not ashamed. It's really cool. It's got all these eyelets on, and I like it. So the yarn is yarn that I dyed myself. It's like this blue colour. It's got black speckles and dollops of darker blue, and yeah, I like it. I like the yarn, quite proud of it. Could show you the swatch, I suppose. Oh, got hair on it. So yeah, that's the swatch. Beautiful, blocks up nicely too. Yeah, easy to follow pattern. I would say advanced beginner, because I still consider myself a beginner in knitting, but I didn't have any trouble knitting it. Just need to find different ways of styling it now. I'm very disappointed about this tea. It's the licorice, it's throwing me off. Yeah, I really like this pattern. I think it's very easy to do. I got a little bit confused when it came to doing the decreases. It's a little bit my fault. I wasn't keeping track on what row I was on, and put it down and picked it up an awful lot when I should have just kept track the whole way through. So that's on me, but I did it and it's finished. And now I can wear it, can keep my ears warm, and it matches my glasses delightfully. That was not intentional, but very much a happy accident, so there's that. I don't know, I like blue, so I guess it was intentional. But yeah, that's the only finished thing that I have this week. I almost had another finished thing, but I didn't quite get them finished, so that's irritating. Oh well, more for next week. Whips and half objects. So if you've not seen this in a while, my cozy memories, I have been knitting this, and I'm not very far on it, as you can tell. I have a feeling I was at this square last time I showed you, so I've only added, well, I was halfway through this square when I last talked about it, because I lost a needle, so I've added 3.5 squares. But I think I'm going to visit my parents this weekend, and I think this is the project I'm taking with me, just because it's nice and easy to knit. So this is the pattern is called The Coziest Memory. It is by Kemper Ray of Junk Yarn. I am knitting it exactly as how the pattern says, good English me, except for I'm using a 2.5mm needle, which is a US size 1.5, instead of the 2.75mm that the pattern calls for. Other than that, I'm following it exactly. It's just a nice matted square. I feel like I've been picking up stitches wrong the whole time I've been doing it, but I've been doing it the whole time like that, so I feel like I can't really change now. It's because when I started I didn't know how to pick up stitches, because knitting noob, so yeah, that's fine. All my squares are facing the same way. It's very satisfying. It's going to be very warm. I'm excited. And it's nice because it doesn't use up too much yarn, so even the tiny scraps that I have left over from socks and such can go into it, and it's fine because it only uses maximum 5 grams per square, so it's quite impressive. Maybe I'll get to the end of the row tonight, we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more squares. Oh, this last yarn is very soft. I don't know who sent me this yarn, but it's very soft. Might have a bit of cashmere in it. I like it. I like it. Thanks. And thanks to everyone who has sent me minis to go in my blanket. It's nice. Because there's no way that I would have had enough otherwise. And next is technically a half object. I have a feeling that this was a half object last week. In fact, I know it was. So I finished one of my Volca socks. Or maybe it wasn't. Can't remember. So yeah, I'd finished one of my Volca socks with a nice rounded toe. And I'm on to the toe bubbles of sock numero dos. So, yeah. This is the Volca sock. It is a pattern that is soon to be released on September 1st, actually. It's a pattern by Becky Sorensen, aka Soprano Knits, aka host of the Stringing It Together podcast. She designed this sock pattern, which is really fun and super, oh, my nails kind of go, super squishy and very satisfying. A little bit addictive to knit, because you knit X amount of rows and then you do the bobble, and then before you know it, you're doing another bobble, and whew, it's highly entertaining. But I cast this on and knit this and over this past weekend, and yeah, I'm onto the foot bobbles, and yeah. So the yarn I am using is by Once Upon a Corgi on her Isaac base, which is 100% Polworth. The grey colour is Something Sinister, and the dark blue colour is Dark Like My Soul. And if you watch Gabby's podcast, Once Upon a Corgi podcast, or Becky's podcast, the Stringing It Together podcast, you will know that we are releasing a kit. And plus I talked about it last week. We are releasing a kit, as I said. So if you're new here, you might not know, but I do something called bead weaving, which is where you sew beads together one by one, and it's fantastically laborious and I really enjoy it. And I make stitch markers using this technique. So the yarn, so that you get a mini, a 25-gram mini, you get 100 gram skein, and you get the pattern and a really cute cloud stitch marker that I have made. And yeah, it all comes together in a kit, and they're all going to be available from Gabby's shop, which is at onceuponacorgi.com, I believe, or she's Once Upon a Corgi on Etsy as well. And these are going to be released on Friday the 1st of September, which is really soon. And I think they're being released 10 AM, I want to say Pacific Standard Time, but I'm not entirely sure. Keep an eye on Becky. Well, yeah, keep an eye on both Becky and Gabby's Instagram, and well, once they've posted the actual time, I will post it on mine also. But we decided to go for the morning update because that way more people will be around, because the States is behind Europe. So should work. It should work. It's really exciting. I'm so excited. It's the first time that I've done like a collaborative project like this, and as I keep saying, I'm very excited. But yes, I really enjoy this pattern. Becky has done a fantastic video tutorial for the bubbles as well. That will be coming with the pattern. She's very good, is that Becky? A really easy to follow video tutorial, which I like. I am using the pattern uses, and comes with the New Depths heel, which is also a heel pattern I adore. I did fewer increases than the pattern calls for. I did one round less of increases, so I increased by 2 fewer stitches. Soon there will be a pattern update for the New Depths heel that will have the varying stitch counts for if you want to increase by different quantities and such, because also just noting that, so I know that's coming. I'm so sad about that tea. I'm not enjoying it. Shouldn't drink it, but it's the Crafty Chat podcast. I have to have a cup of tea. And plus I spent £2.50 on those tea bags. Maybe there'll be a tea without milk. That might make it a bit nicer, to be honest. But yes, I am knitting these on, you need 2 sizes of needles. So both 2mm higher sharps and 2.25mm higher sharps. And yeah, really enjoy it. Also, it calls for twisted rib, and excuse me, how noisy. When, oh look at that looks so good. When Becky did her townless socks, and I also test knit that, it also called for 1x1 twisted rib, but I was twisting the pearls as well as the knits. And this was when we were still neighbours. Becky, I miss you. I said to her, I don't really like knitting a twisted pearl stitch, and she said, you do know you don't actually have to. Oh yeah, because you don't ever turn the cuff down. So I didn't on these ones, and it was much more enjoyable, but it looks so pretty. Yeah, yep. I do like a twisted rib. I don't know if it will be on all of my socks, but it does look nice. So yeah, might finish those today if not. Oh my goodness. I feel like, who is it? Sue from the Legacy Knits podcast. Every time she talks about anything she's knitting, in the podcast it's always, oh, I'll finish that after this. I'll finish that after this. I'll do that after this. But inevitably, probably, I don't know personally, but inevitably for me anyway, it won't happen. Too much beading to do. So now we are moving very swiftly, this is going very quickly, on to fanning up my stash. How exciting. And because I only finished this a couple of days ago, I feel like I need to cast something else on very soon. Very soon. So like I said, last weekend I went to Manchester. I met up with my best friend from home, so like from the south, and also met up with, well, a friend that I've met through her. They met at university, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, doesn't matter. And when she said, is there anything in particular that you want to do in Manchester? I said, I have one request. I would like to go to Countess Ablaze yarn shop, and I would like to buy some yarn. And she said, we can make that happen for you, because neither of these two friends knit. So I always feel guilty asking friends to go to yarn shops with me. Does that make sense to anyone else like that? Although I already knew what I wanted, although not specifically what colour, I knew what I wanted for a project. And so I was pretty efficient. I went in, chose my yarn, I got out. Whew. I bought some yarn. You know how last week I said about how I want to make the Sunset Highway sweater by Caitlin Hill, and I was going to make it 2 colours instead of 3. Well, instead of 4, sorry. So these were the skeins of yarn that I bought from Emmylou at the Aschaffenburg Volca. Because although I'm coming at you today from Nottingham in the UK, I have recently moved here from Frankfurt, Germany, so I have got a lot of German yarn. Yes, here's this one. It's called Spicy Speckles. She has recently done a shop update, as in yesterday she did a shop update and has them for sale, and her skeins are only €14.50 for 100 grams, and it's 80-20 wool, merino and polyamide, and 400 meters. And these speckles though. So yeah, I bought 3 skeins of this at Volträumer. I knew that I wanted it to be a jumper, and I thought it was just going to be a standalone jumper, just these 3. And then I saw the Sunset Highway and thought, no, those yarns are destined to be something greater. So last week I said how I was going to get a dark green, went into Countess Ablaze and bought this instead. Oh wow, that looks so much darker than it actually is. Kind of like a, it's not actually black, it's like a dark red, like an orangey red, you can kind of see that, but it's kind of varying in colours. So this is called Waging Wars on Myself, one of a kind, Lady Persephone sock yarn. So that's what the base is, and it's 75% Blueface Leicester, 25% nylon, 4-ply, 100 grams is 425 meters. So it's slightly different in plumpness, but I think they'll go real nice together because they're contrast but color coordinated, you know. So this is just going to end up being the most autumnal jumper I can think of, but I need to cast it on soon because otherwise autumn will come and go and then I still won't have knit it. So it's by Countess Ablaze, and I met the Countess herself and I fangirled a little bit, not to her face. I kept it together until she went downstairs and I said to my friends, oh my god, it's her. And then I judged myself so much, but at the same time didn't care because I was very overexcited. But I was very controlled. I bought one skein of yarn, mainly because I knew that I was also going to be spending quite a lot of money on cocktails, so one skein. But not only did I buy that one skein of yarn, sounding like the most controlled person in the world, I also bought the Pom Pom 5th anniversary edition. I'd seen people talk about it and show varying things that are in it, and then I had a look through it myself and I thought, you know what, I actually want to make 2 or 3 things out of here, which for £9.50 I don't think is bad. If I'd looked through it and thought, nah, I don't really want any of this, I haven't even had a chance to sit down and read it, to be fair. Just looked at the pictures. But if I'd have looked through it and thought, no, I don't really want to knit any of these, then I wouldn't have got it, but I do, so I don't feel too bad. For example, I really want to knit this. Does anyone know any good places to get worsted weight in the UK? That would be, or even in Europe, that would be grand. I want to knit these, but everyone in there aren't. My goodness, is that person riding a hairdryer? What are they doing? I really like this. I think this will look really nice with the blouse underneath it with the collar sticking out. You know, the fact that, you know, there are a few things on here that I want to knit, and this is delightful. So I don't feel bad for buying this, as I originally did feel quite guilty about it because I also bought this. And I've wanted this since seeing it at Edinburgh Yarn Festival in February, but I just haven't bought it, and now I have. So now I can knit all of the shawls. I'm quite excited. Although, you see, I've bought this and I really want to make the Mild Magic shawl, which is obviously not in here because this came out way before the Mild Magic shawl. But maybe I'll show some self-restraint and not do the Mild Magic shawl and knit a few from here instead. But I just love it. West knits best knit. I really enjoy this one. The pictures are just delightful. Has anyone got theirs rebound? Is that the word I want? I'm thinking of taking it in somewhere and getting it put on a ring binder, because it'll be easier to knit from, because the pages will be able to lay flat. Because at the moment, if, you know, they're going to ping up if they're on a flat table. But I'm very excited to knit something from here. Although I've already knit the exploration station, so I guess I technically have knit something from here. But that's kind of annoying because I bought the pound for that one, but that's on me. I'm really excited to knit all of the things. I enjoy this one too. Oh. And then the final thing I bought from Countess Ablaze are not too exciting. But I bought some double pointed needles, higher sharps, 2.5mm, to knit with my blanket on, because I thought it was time to upgrade to better needles for my blanket, and plus I'd lost a needle. The final thing that I got from Manchester isn't actually knitting related, so it's technically not part of fattening up my stash, but I went to Paper Chase in Manchester and saw these and kind of had to buy them. And then I said to my friend, I can't, I just spent too much money in Counters Ablaze, and she said, hey, it's your birthday soon, let me get them for your birthday. And I said thanks and let her. So it's cool. Each card or each suit is a house. So we got a bit of Hufflepuff, which is me, and then it's got the badges as the, oh, it's so cool. And then we got hoop, hoop, hoop. Slytherin. Gryffindor. And Ravenclaw. Oh, I just loved them. Loved them. And also, side note of annoyance, I went to Primark because the other day I popped in and saw that they had wash bags, Harry Potter themed wash bags, and I didn't get one. And then I went back in to get one to use as a sock project bag. They'd only had Slytherin left. They completely sold out Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw and Gryffindor. And I really wanted a Hufflepuff one. So that's 100% on me for not buying one when I saw them. So that's really annoying. So now we move on to shop update. Oh, I love this. I love this. I just think it looks real nice. I'm having a shop update tomorrow, and they've been going very well so far. So thank you so much. Because I heard back from the place I interviewed at last Monday, eventually, and them getting back to me so late meant that I missed out on another job too. So that's kind of annoying, but whatever. Wasn't meant to be. Yes, so I didn't get that job, as you can tell by my tone of voice. But that's okay, because I don't know that I particularly wanted the job anyway. And it just means that I'm gonna have to keep looking to find another job. One will come up, hopefully soon. But till then, and hopefully after then, I will keep working on my Etsy shop. And you know what? I talked last week all mysterious about, oh, the yarn I'm going to be dyeing has a theme and blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to tell you what the theme is and stuff. So, my yarn company is going to be called Prismatic Spray. So that's really cool. I designed a logo. It's still going to be sold through the Corner of Craft Etsy shop. I'm still going to have the same Instagram account and whatnot. Corner of Craft, as my friend Bernadette said, is just the space in which I craft. So it makes complete sense for me to sell through there. But it's going to be called Prismatic Spray. And it is going to be yarn in colours inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. So for those who don't know, Prismatic Spray is a spell within Dungeons and Dragons, and it's cool and it's just like a floor of colours and varying things. So yeah, super nerdy yarn, but hopefully the colours will be really nice and you'll enjoy them. So even if you aren't a huge fan of Dungeons and Dragons, you can still appreciate it for what it is. There won't be colorways where it's like shoved down your throat, you know. They'll be slightly more subtle, I suppose. But yeah, that is the plan. That is the yarn dyeing plan. So I just need to get practicing with some dye. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon while this is uploading instead of more beading. I have a couple of skeins to practice on, so that's exciting. So yeah, shop update. Once again, I'm really disorganized and I haven't yet put these on the finding. They're going to be on the earring back findings as all of my stitch markers are on. Except for if in the picture they're on lobster clasps, because that is how they will come to you. So, we have some black and white sheepies. And I have 3 of each of all of these. 3 of each. Acorns, because it's autumn, so acorns had to happen. A black cat, because it's Halloween. We got this new one, which is a fox. These are really cute. The orange is kind of a transparent, it looks really cool. I really like it. And sticking with the orange theme. Actually, all of these are all very autumnal colours, looking at the bundle I have. We have the smallest pumpkins in the world with little faces on, because it's almost Halloween. So that's super cute. And then, okay, so this is kind of a bit more summery, but the smallest cacti in the world. When I say they're small, I have small hands, so if that helps you out at all, they are tiny. I love them. I love them. And they got some more of these cute pandas. And I'm covering it with my thumb. There we go. I love these pandas too. I won't lie, I thought the pandas would go better than they have, but I love them, so I'm going to keep making them. We have a snowy owl, akin to Hedwig, but I'm not going to call him Hedwig because copyright. But he's cute, and he's all sparkly around the outside. Woo! Yeah, I just made him fly. That is something I did. And then the next 3 are all on the same thing but different colours. I don't know if I talked about my chickens last week. I don't think I did. I beaded some chickens and they sold out like nothing else. I put 3 up, they sold out like that. So then I put 3 more up and they sold out like that. Then I put 3 more up and they sold out like that too. And then I did a custom order for someone who wanted 2 chickens, and I'm very impressed by how the chickens went. So I made some more. We have some black chickens. You've got little grey eyes, little rosy cheeks. Very cute. We have some brown chickens. Also grey eyes and rosy cheeks, and also a very cute. And then we have the classic little white chicken, which is the ones that I put up last week. Also that they have black eyes and rosy cheeks. And they are super cute. I can't believe how quickly they went. So they will all be going up in the shop tomorrow at, once again, around 2 p.m. British time, British summer time, which is GMT +1, which is an hour behind most of Europe, except for a few countries. And then we're 2 hours behind those other ones. But I say around 2 p.m. because it doesn't all happen at once at exactly 2 p.m. But keep an eye on my Instagram because I always talk about it there. So yeah, that's really exciting, and I have the fun task of putting findings on all of them after this. I had to go out and buy some more jump rings. You know how you just kind of run out of things, you don't really realise that you're running out of them until you completely run out of them? I did the same with my business cards and my, what's it called, tissue paper, something else. Oh, I thought, yeah, fine, I got loads. Oh, I ran out completely. I'm not quite sure how I managed that. But yes. I think that's everything. I actually managed to waffle on for much longer than I intended to. I thought this was just going to be a quick half-hour podcast, but here we are, 37 or so minutes in. Impressive. Yes. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you're interested in checking out my Etsy update tomorrow, link can be found in the description box below. It is thecornerofcraft.etsy.com. And let me know what you think about the whole yarn dyeing idea. I think it would be fun. Also, side note, I started to use cold cream to wash my face, and I've only been doing it for 2 days, and my skin already looks and feels so much better. Why haven't I been doing this all of my life? Why? Links to all of my social media can be found in the description box below, as well as a link to the Ravelry group, so you don't even have to worry about searching that. So head on over there if you want any podcast notes, info, they'll all be over there. I spend hours writing them up, so I hope you enjoy them. Also, thank you to everyone who participated in the recent giveaways I've had, and congratulations to the winners. I will keep you posted if we have any more. Don't forget that coming up soon is the vintage sweater knit along that I'm co-hosting with Meg of the Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits podcast. So get your ideas flowing for that. That starts August 31st, so that is exciting. And yeah, I will see you next week. I don't think I have anything terribly exciting planned till then. Oh, I'm going back to the south. That's what's happening this weekend. Going back to the south, getting my hair cut, family barbecue on Sunday, driving back up on Monday because it's a bank holiday. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!